I was actually just talking about the storm the other day
I was
with my family
too.
because
I
I was
was
just like,
today,
wow,
actually.
really? I can't believe that was this year, dude.
Yeah,
This year.
COVID timelines all fucked up.
It's wild. And we had already started the podcast on then.
We really have. Yeah, that was that was supposed to be our like 5th episode, I think, or 3rd episode.
Yeah.
One of those two
Yeah.
numbers.
And that's the
The
secret
lost
episode that we
episode,
recorded that will never be released.
Never see the light of day. It's the lost episode.
Yeah. That would be. You know what? One day if we get really big, we should have like a
A listening party. We'll have a Donda listening party for it.
I was just gonna say we're gonna have people bid on it.
Oh, bid on it?
It's gonna be an NFT.
No, no NFTs. No, we can't do that.
No, we definitely can't do that. Hello, and welcome to the 26th episode.
Yeah, you got
of
it.
the Alliance
26. Yeah.
Podcast. I almost said 24. Or not 24, 27.
I see. I kind of heard you almost say 7. I was like, is he gonna fuck it up?
But I got it.
You got it. Hey,
the Alliance Podcast. We're here. I'm Noah. Here as
Kevin.
always with.
Kevin.
Oh,
Yep.
you beat
Yeah,
me. You jumped the gun a little bit there.
I was
Got
a little bit early
excited.
for that. You know,
A little
hey,
excited today.
hey,
That's
sometimes-
fine.
sometimes I'm just like, whoa, shoot early.
All right. I mean, hey, watch it over there, sir.
Yeah, I'm watching it. All right.
We're back. You know what it is. Music,
Yep.
movies, TV, the whole thing.
Okay, you're doing it this time. All right.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'll let
had to take it from you just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, no. I'll let it slide. I'm rocking with it.
Nice. But yeah, we are here actually streaming on YouTube today.
Yes, we are
For a
live
change of
on
pace.
our YouTube channel. If you didn't know already, we'll touch very briefly on it. Today's Wednesday, September 1st. Today is the day off Twitch protest that we at Needle and Lens Studios are participating in here. So we are hoping to see a lot of change enacted regarding the grievances, especially the hate rating. And I mean, I obviously have a lot of my other grievances with Twitch as a platform as well, but not going to get too much into it. This isn't the Bash Twitch podcast. This is the Needle and Lens podcast. But yes, definitely. And also as a white man, obviously I want to just not necessarily draw attention to myself, but uplift marginalized voices, because that's what this is about. Let's be real. So yeah.
There you go. Kevin, no.
Ding dong, ding ding.
Sometimes he just needs to shut up.
Yeah,
So
I mean
that's where
All right, yep. I'm clocking out. I'm clocking out.
You're
I'm out of here.
done? You're done?
Yeah. No, I'm out of here.
All right. Well, looks like this is the Needle podcast.
Oh,
And,
you're officially taking Needle. Huh?
I didn't. I just. It was just the first one. It could be the Lens podcast. I don't know.
I mean, Needle Noah kind of makes sense.
That's what I was kind of thinking in a way too.
I guess.
You know. We'll see. One day when we get bigger, maybe we'll have fans vote on who they
Who's who.
associate most.
I think I know which direction it'll probably go, and it's for a very easy reason.
Interesting. I have a feeling if I had to guess, I think I know, but I feel like we also could be on two complete different pages. But also,
No, throw it away. What is it? What
I
are
was
you
just gonna say you well, I think it kind of works out because you listen to literally everything, right? Like you listen to everything,
Mhm.
and I think I tend to watch more like TV and movies and stuff,
Yeah.
just generally speaking. So I feel like it would kind of lean towards that direction.
Yeah,
I don't know, what do you
that's
think?
exactly what I was going for.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, so we're on the same page with that. But let us know what you think in the comments below or in the live chat if you're on YouTube. What's up? But yes. We are back and we're here. This episode is kind of going to be a part 2 of last week's episode somewhat.
In a way.
We got some developments in kind of the situation last week.
Drake and Kanye continue
Yes.
to um dominate the cultural conversation.
Yes,
But
that's pretty much all anyone's talking about right now in the music
actually,
industry that
first
I could see. But okay.
I first want to hijack this actually a little bit because I want to ask you about your thoughts on Kendrick coming back. How did you feel?
Oh yeah, that was the other news that we got. Obviously, oh we did talk about that last week too, huh? This is a
Yeah, but
super
the
part two.
song wasn't out yet.
Yes. So Kendrick, Baby Keem, Family Ties. Really loved it. Really loved it. It's a really great track. You were worried?
I was only because like we literally it hadn't come up, like we hadn't talked about it before this, so I was like,
Oh yeah, no, I'm all over it. Amazing,
I was
brother.
like,
Pop out only on occasion, brother.
like if he comes on here
No,
and
nah, bro, that's fucking fire. That's
it is.
so
But you know what?
good.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say about the song because I love the song. I think it's a
Yes.
really really great song. I think Baby Keem kind of ate Kendrick up on this.
I think it's a tie. I don't know about 8 up. I don't think
he ate
either
him
of
up.
them really outshine the
And
other in too many ways.
Here's why I'll say. Baby Keem came on that track, right? First off, I have never heard this man rap like that
Mhm.
ever. He was going, like going and going, and just he was going in. And I feel like he tends to skew more towards like I feel like he's a somewhat minimalist artist, like he does more with less
Right.
most of the time. And this song he was just spitting like there were like actual bars where I was just like, yo, what? Kendrick kind of came in on the back half and didn't really leave me with any like there were things that were memorable that I took away, but I can't be like, it wasn't like that's a bar. I was just like, dang, that's kind of wild, like the burn that album, like or burn the hard drive, like that kind of stuff. It was cool, but it was more just kind of like, the braggadocious bars, which is kind of like we've heard. The flow was cool. The brother part was cool too. But I think if we're talking like bar for bar, Keem all the way. Kendrick didn't really say anything like just what, but it was a really cool verse. Baby Keem, I was like, yo, what? What? What did he say? It's a red shot. Don't get on the wrong red eye. It's a headshot. Like,
Yeah,
that was wild.
I definitely need to go back to that song more than I have, to say the least. I've gone back to it a couple of times, but I mean, when you put it that way, I guess I really can see your point on that.
I can't. I don't think anybody's really gonna buy into it because it's Kendrick. Like,
yeah, no
and
one's
Genius,
going to.
I just saw Genius today gave Kendrick like verse of the month. I was like, verse of the month.
Of the month? That's just
After we
because he
had,
came back. Like what?
After everybody that dropped, after Boldy James dropped, after Westside Gun just dropped, after
Yeah.
multiple feature verses on Donda, like that's verse of the month.
Yeah, no,
It was
definitely
dope.
not of the
It was
month,
dope.
but yeah,
It was
no.
dope. I just, yeah, I'm happy the song is good. Happy it's
Yeah.
doing well.
I
People
will
are
say
probably
though, like from what I've seen online, there's a lot of like low-key kind of persecution complex coming from like Kendrick fans, because like they're making posts on like making fun of people that are saying, oh, the song's mid and shit like that. I have not seen anyone hate on that song, and maybe that's just like feedback loop, obviously.
Yeah,
but I feel like no one's really hating on the song, and they're just having a persecution complex about it.
Literally, I haven't seen any Kendrick fans be like that, but literally the only person I've seen hate the song, not hate the song, would have negative things to say about the song is Fantano.
Yeah.
That's literally the only person I've seen say anything, and obviously, he's wrong. So there you go. There you go.
Flat out wrong.
He's just flat.
I mean,
out
he
wrong.
is.
And,
no, absolutely.
They say opinions are they're subjective, but
yeah.
no, he's wrong. He's just wrong. I'm sorry.
He's incorrect.
And when it comes to this, he's wrong. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. I don't.
And just enforce them. Needle in the lens.
Exactly. Sorry.
Music, opinion, rule, enforcement.
Yeah. I will say though, Kendrick fans, calm down a little bit.
Oh shit.
Overhype this man.
Oh shit. Music, opinion, rule, enforcement. The acronym is MORE.
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 Nothing on
That's
the
kind of
lens.
that's kind of sick, actually.
Hey,
I
we're
kind of
coming at you right here.
we're coming at you. New merch dropping soon.
We coined the term.
More.
Also, why did Kendrick have to come on the track talking about given the like anti-activist bar type stuff? I was like,
Oh yeah, that when I heard that I was a bit like,
Well,
sideways.
he was like, I've been ducking the pandemic. I've been ducking the overnight activists. I'm like, come on. Well, you gotta, like, I understand, but also at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Really? You've been
Yeah.
gone you didn't even say anything last year, and then you come out here and you're like tearing people down. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No. Well,
Hey, the verse is fire, but I'm going to call it how it is. I'm just going to call it how it is.
yeah, very true. No. I'll agree with you on that. That is definitely kind of sus.
It is. And I'm not a fan of the overnight activists either. But
Yeah, no, absolutely, bro. Black square type beat. Definitely
the Black Square
not cool.
type beat.
Not
Definitely. Netherlands does not support the black squares over here.
Cool. Yeah. I mean
that's
like
no shade to Donda, but
yeah. I didn't even think about it like that. No, but I mean just like I understand fuck, we're getting political again, but like I understand.
I know it always happens.
It does. Like I understand why people did it. And like for a majority of people, I don't shade them for that because like they got caught up in it. It became like a huge thing. And like not everyone is as politically informed as this amazing podcast is, by the way.
It's true.
But I mean, and like I get it because like a lot of people don't eat, live, and breathe politics, which like I don't either,
Right.
to be completely fair. But I don't know. It's like obviously it's very performative.
Right. I just think it could have been like instead of hopping on a track or being silent for like the past year and
then hopping on a track
however
and shading people.
Hopping on a track and shading them. You could have like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually said something last year or said something more effective on this track than like doing that. So
and
I don't know. It's just
even at that, like shading the people who like kind of the point that I was trying to make was like at the end of the day their heart is in the right place. Like for the most part.
It's not
for the most part. I'll say like the day-to-day people, like the regular Joe Schmoes that were doing it. I'll go ahead and say your heart was most definitely probably in the right place.
Yeah,
but when
like
it came
the
to like
squares didn't do anything at all. But I mean, I'm sure there were a decent amount of people that like
they thought that
they were actually doing something, which like doesn't necessarily make it any better. But I do feel like I don't know. It would have been a lot. Like Kendrick could have accomplished more by hopping on a track and saying something, than hopping on a track and calling those
dismissing it,
out. And I think there's maybe a better way to do it too. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my feelings. But the verse is still overall still good. The brother thing is kind of it was kind of funny and apparently like I don't know. I guess this was like has this brother thing been like an online
it's so
thing?
online. It's
I
such a meme now.
I was not aware. Was it like a thing beforehand? Because people were like, "Oh, like that's just like an online Twitch thing. Everybody calls each other brother. Like it's just a thing." And I was like,
"No,
oh, really?
I mean like it just kind of like came down to like, I mean like the memes popped up a lot when he did the verse because obviously he put on like the country flow, and then a lot of people on TikTok were making those videos where like they're listening to the song and they're bopping their head. And then that part comes on, and then they're wearing like full cowboy getup, just like jeans and a fucking cowboy hat. Like that's the type of shit that it was on. That's the internet shit.
Yeah, and I'm just like, because now there's been a little bit too. I've had too many like white people I don't really know at work starting to call me brother, and I'm like, I don't know you like that for you to be talking to me this way. I'm not your brother. It's not funny. No, absolutely not.
It's not amazing, brother.
It's not amazing, brother. It's actually very annoying, brother. And I'm not with it. It's the thing is where it's like, you hear something in a song and you can immediately be like, we're gonna be hearing this for so long.
I only love my bed and my mama, I'm sorry.
That part, or it's like my side girl got a 5S with the screen cracked, like that type of thing. Like, you know, it's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I will
Like
say
this is
some of
gonna
those,
be a cultural thing.
yeah, some of those, like, I feel like some of the stuff Drake does is like actually kind of funny. The brother thing, I feel like is gonna like I'm already tired of it. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
it's
just gonna get
getting
ran
kind of
into the ground.
old, but I mean, it's still funny. Like the fact that he
It's
did it
still
is still
funny.
hilarious.
It is very
But
funny when you hopped on the track and did that. I was like,
yeah,
we always get a new. I always like when we get to hear a new Kendrick voice.
bro,
That's
Country
always
Kendrick,
country Kendrick is nice
Country
whenever that
Food
happens.
Kendrick.
I feel like he does a lot of when he hops on features, he does really interesting stuff, which
Yeah.
is cool. And I was just listening to Really Doe the other day. Still hits.
Oh yeah,
Still
dude.
hits.
So good.
That Earl verse.
Bro, I just broke up with my bitch because we ain't argue enough. Come on.
And then what was it? Why you got your couch on my chucks?
Yeah. Oh, he low-key bodied that whole song. Like
He did.
That's his song.
There's a reason his verse was last.
That's honestly, you heard it here first, folks. Really dope. Earl Sweatshirt best verse. Point blank. Period.
Earl had the best verse on Really Doe. Better verse than Kendrick.
Yeah, surprisingly enough. But I mean, like, it's too fire. It's too fire, man.
So yeah. But happy to hear Kendrick. It sounds like from that verse, it seems like that made me think like, are we getting Kendrick this year? Because he was like, new flow's coming, be patient, brother. He also said 2021, I ain't taking no prisoners. Why would he say that if it's just one verse?
Wait, so I was right? I was right last time, and you gaslit me to think that I was wrong. You heard it here first. Noah is an abusive co-host, all right?
Gaslight.
Put that on my mama. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. He's doing girl boss shit. It's not okay, all right? Legal team will be on your ass, okay? This is workplace harassment.
I don't know. He said 2021, I ain't taking no prisoner. And I was like, why is it just one verse that he's saying this off of? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense for him to make a statement like that off of one verse. So, but also the year's getting
down to the wire.
Pretty down to the wire. And it's like these big artists are trying to come in and drop. And it looks like we're going to be getting one of those drops this week, actually. From none other than the certified lover boy himself,
Aubrey Drake Graham. We're getting certified lover boy. Finally, 9 months late. That'll be important later. Yeah, we're getting it. This actually, when this episode drops, if you're not watching us live right now, by the time this episode comes out,
certified lover boy right now.
Unless he pushes it back in, which would be funny, but
no way.
You don't think so? I think there's a chance. I think like maybe he's got to like throw in some like extra Kanye disses on there or some shit.
I doubt.
Yeah, but it was announced on, I think it was Sports Center. Like there was a little thing where like he pretended that he hacked Sports Center, and then there was a guy holding a sign that said CLB September 3rd. And I don't know if you saw, I sent you on Twitter as a joke. This was before Donda had dropped, but I was like, looks like we're getting Donda September 3rd.
Yeah, and it's weird Kanye chose to just drop on
we'll get into
Sunday,
that,
but we'll get into that later.
We'll get into that a bit. But so yeah, that is coming out this Friday and or today if you're watching it, or it's already out if it's after the fact. Whatever, you get the deal. Certified Lover Boy is finally coming out. Heart Hair Man dropping his project
here.
And look, you know what? I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even going to lie and say that I'm not excited. I was looking forward to giving Drake the benefit of the doubt on this album at the beginning of this year. And you know what?
You were.
Having pushed it back so long and just forgetting about it, I'm back to being excited again. You know what? I've never, ever been the biggest Drake fan. Ever. I've been a very vocal hater of Drake, and I still want that boxing match, by the way. But
not winning.
But I don't know. I think I think it'll be close. If I trained a lot, like I said. But I will go into this with adequate expectations, not looking to rip on it. And,
Right.
maybe I'll get some shit that I enjoy. I mean, I enjoyed that little 3-pack he dropped.
Right. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, exactly. There was some good shit on there. And, hey, maybe there'll be some good shit on here too. Who knows? We'll see. But I don't know.
You're so
I will say I was excited, to say the least, until I saw this. I have to scroll down a bit. This is apparently, supposedly, I don't know if it's actually going to be the official album artwork.
This artwork has been quote unquote confirmed. It's been confirmed by one of the guys that works at Tidal, and also Academic said he like asked Drake, he was like, "Is this really the album cover?" And he was like, "Yeah." So
It's terrible.
that's what's been supposedly confirmed.
Oh God, no.
And I think here's the thing.
Oh no, here's where it is. He told me before the podcast that he was gonna play devil's advocate for Drake.
I am gonna play devil's advocate.
And he's gonna do it for this. This is what he's gonna defend. Okay.
Just a bit.
I was curious.
Because here's the thing. First off, I'll say I think it's possible that this could be, he could still be trolling. He could definitely still be trolling with this, right? Like there's definitely a chance that this isn't the actual cover art. Although he did get some like kind of big artists to do this. Like,
I did see about that. It was I don't think it's in this article, but he is the artist that does those he did the shark in formaldehyde artwork. And he's done some other animal stuff.
Got you.
So like he's done a lot of that like type of
apparently
art
he's like one of the like highest paid like UK artists.
Yeah.
So he's like kind of a big deal.
Right.
So yeah, I mean hearing that makes me think, okay, he wouldn't have just like contracted this guy to do this artwork and then just not just for this, right?
I mean, he could that's some serious fuck you money. He really could have.
That's Drake for you. He could if he wanted to. But you know what? Here's what I'll say about this album cover. Is this album cover good?
No.
No. Does this album cover fit the kind of vibe that I think he's trying to catch with this album?
No.
Yes. Yes. No. I think it does, because this whole like rollout thing has been kind of just like one big meme, I feel like.
Okay. No, that's like, what you mean. I could, because I was thinking like, okay, there's no way this is serious. You know?
No, I think he's intentionally like, this album is kind of him just embracing the meme of it all and the meme of himself in a way. Like, God. First off, the album's called Certified Lover Boy. Like, okay,
yeah, that's corny as fuck, but like he could have.
It is.
He could have done some shit with it. He's
could have done
Drizzy
something
Drake.
with
Like,
it.
come on.
He cut a heart into his head. We've seen all the pictures he's been the Ariana Grande type photo that he posted.
The one in last week's thumbnail.
The one where he had the bangs, yeah, so, there's that. I feel like he's just been kind of really been in his meme bag lately. And I feel like this kind of leans. Apparently there's also an album or a song on the album called Too Sexy. Like, I feel like he's just kind of really leaning into that with this album. And I think like that idea is kind of interesting to me. Granted, like this cover art, it's not good.
It's not.
But I think it accomplishes what he is going for on this album. And also it's a huge conversation starter, and he needed something to take back the conversation from Kanye, because that was like what was kind of dominating and what is still dominating the cultural conversation. Like, even though he announced this album was coming out, like people are still talking about Kanye. Um, so I feel like he's got to do something to take that back, and dropping an album art like this definitely does that. Um,
Yeah.
so and I'm like, if he wanted to go for the whole pregnant ladies thing, there's definitely a way he could have swung this to like actually make it look cool. Like, I don't know, if you really wanted pregnant women on here to make it seem like, oh, I'm just like I got people everywhere, like
Hmm.
he could have had actual like pregnant women on the cover
I mean,
and then
yeah, he
like
really
sitting
could
on
have.
the ground like in front of him or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a way that you could have like
I got it.
made
I
that
got
look
it.
really
Right.
cool and
I got it.
aesthetic.
I got it right here. All right, here we go.
Okay, here we
I'm
go.
getting in
Here's the
the
pitch.
here's the album cover pitch. Getting in the low key misogyny bag, all right? Because this is
I
the
mean,
vibe
this
he's
is
going
already
for.
it's already
This is the
in
vibe
there.
he's
Yeah.
going for, all right?
Yeah, it is the vibe he's going for.
So you have a very like red velvet aesthetic, right? Because it's very
Okay.
like lover boy, right?
Right.
But it's like also kind of like castle-y, like
Mm.
what's the word? I don't know, like some
Medieval?
medieval-ish, right? Anyway, you have a gold throne
Mm.
with red velvet like lining and stuff like that.
Okay.
The seat is in the shape of a heart, obviously, right? Drake's sitting
Okay.
on it. He's got like the royal garb and whatnot, right? And then
Okay.
pregnant ladies all around the throne. That easy. Certified lover
And
boy.
I think
Golden
that
script text.
I think that could have been like, also that could have definitely been meme worthy, and it also could have been aesthetic.
It's like honestly, that's actually a kind of fire album cover. Like the
It is
way
like,
that I
I
made
think
it in my
like
head.
I think like the heart-shaped throne kind of gives it that like, this is still kind of a joke, but also it could have
Yeah.
just been like, man, this is kind of a really cool photo, and it like,
Yeah.
it's got interesting colors going on it. This is just, he was like, I'm fully going for the meme. And it's just in my head, I still think it could be a troll, only because that album cover will stick out like a sore thumb
Yeah.
on it when you're looking on Spotify. And I think it's like, I don't know. He really might be going for it. And in that
He
case,
could.
him and Kanye are the two people I think that are capable of doing some just really stupid album cover like this and getting away with it.
Bro,
Like,
imagine this on a vinyl. Like
oh
just
my
that
god,
shit, just fucking emojis hanging on the wall.
wild,
Wow,
wild.
this shit.
But I think I like for what he's kind of going for on this album, and we'll see with the merch after this.
Yes,
That's
so
even
we've
more
got
evident.
he also announced his merch drop as well.
Yeah.
It's a Nike collab, it says. So
Mhm.
you have this bottom text right here that says certified lover boy. I can't really get in
Yeah.
too close to it. And then this font here on this plain black tee. Is this the back? It's hard to tell. It looks
I
like
think
the
that's
back. I hate back text, by the way. But it says something other than me has got to give. Wow.
Yeah.
Should have said you love me today because tomorrow is a new day. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Quit.
Yeah.
You're giving these girls their yearbook quotes, man. You got to stop, all right?
You're not wrong. The Instagram quotes.
I don't miss, let alone miss you. Oh my God. Dude, I'm glad I'm out of high school because I could not bear to read this shit in a yearbook anymore.
This is the type of
Oh, and then here, yeah, okay, that was the back. So here's the front. This is nice. I actually love the whole Nike swoosh with the rose aesthetic. I dig that.
Yeah, that does.
That's not bad.
It's just like, this is him leaning even more into that aesthetic of, this is a meme. He's gonna become the certified lover boy. He's
gonna be the certified freak 7 days a week.
He's going for it, and he's at a point in his career where he can do that. He can literally do anything. He can literally do anything. That's why I'm like,
I mean, it's not a unreasonable thing to say he's the biggest artist in the country or the world even.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of. He's definitely top 5. But
right, I think like him and
The
Him and
Weeknd.
Kanye are definitely up there, and The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, The Weeknd is currently, I think, still the most listened to artist on Spotify, which is why I
which is
throw him in there.
not, which is yeah. I mean, good for Abel. Go
Yeah, no,
on,
definitely good for
go
him.
on, do your thing. And I mean, obviously, of course, there's the usual suspects, the Billies
Ariana
of the world, and the
Grande.
Justin, yeah, and the Arianas of the world. There's
Yeah,
those two, but honestly, like Drake's power is just he's something else. And I mean,
he really is.
seeing him and then the kind of records that Kanye's been breaking with Donda is kind of like they're two heavy hitters. Like they're two really really big
Yeah.
heavy hitters. So um yeah, it's this album. I'm intrigued. If nothing else, this rollout has really intrigued me, which I think was the whole point of what he's trying to do. You
Yeah,
know,
no.
um,
I mean, we'll see. I definitely, after seeing that cover, I was a lot less excited. Um, because holy
it made
shit.
me more excited. Honestly,
It did?
It did because I was just like, this is so absurd. It's just so absurd, and I have to see what album accompanies this album art. I just have to see. I don't know why.
I guess
And like
so.
I said, I'm here. I'm playing devil's advocate today because you know this is not a good. And I love me some good
Mhm.
album art. Like that just really gets me going. But I
No,
don't
I
know what it
bet.
is about this that it intrigues me. It
I get.
intrigues me.
You know what? Hey, more power to you. Real quick, if you could keep on going, I'm gonna make a alternate variant.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna make
Um,
I'm gonna make a alternate album cover variant.
you're making an alternate album cover.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, Kevin's
whipping up in the stew. All right.
whipping up a new album cover. I think yeah. No, this album I can already tell is gonna have uh a bunch of those Instagram quote or Instagram caption things that we're never gonna hear the end of. It's also like that one meme of Future when he's like texting and
Yeah.
people like always like put like whatever on top of it. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of those type of tracks. There's also a leaked track list that I don't know if that's actually real, but it had features from Justin Bieber and Young Thug and Future and a couple other people, which I mean is fine. It didn't the track list itself, if it's real, didn't necessarily excite me all that much, but we'll see. But speaking of track lists, actually switching gears from Drake,
Oh yes,
um the Lil Nas X track list
that did
came
drop.
out and very very exciting for me. I mean, I've been anticipating this album,
Yeah, no,
as I said
obviously.
at the start of the year, but thought we would have gotten it a little sooner than now. But that's fine. It's still dropping when it's kind of hot outside in that
Yeah,
summer,
better
post
late than never.
summer. Yeah, it's like that post summer, right before fall kind of window.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's still technically summer, but
Right.
um,
By the way,
yeah.
here's the alternate certified lover boy cover.
Let's see what we're working with.
It's, wait for to see.
Oh, all right. Okay. Did you write certified lover boy in each of these eggplants?
No, I didn't. I wish I did. That would be.
What did you write? Oh,
I didn't
is
write
it just a
anything. That's just
line?
the line text. But let's go
Well,
ahead and look at the Montero track
and the cover art.
and the cover art.
If we're talking about cover art, this is
A genuinely good cover art.
it's pretty fire. It's pretty fire. Like when I get that vinyl, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Just gonna have naked Nas X just on the wall.
But yeah, there's Doja Cat's on it apparently. Jack Harlow
Yeah.
obviously. But
Right.
Montero's the lead single. Dead Right
Mhm.
Now. Haven't heard that one. Industry Baby, we've obviously heard that one. That's what I want. I think that one's making the rounds on TikTok.
Is that
I
the one
think
he's
it is.
been using in the like trailers
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because it says need a boy that can cuddle with me all night. And I love
Yeah.
that one because there's the I think it's I think it's I'm Dante who's reacting to it, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
He's like, that's so gay.
So gay.
It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, I saw that clip. That was
Which,
pretty funny.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the vibe for the whole album, honestly. And
No,
then,
it really is. And like, just even to say the least, like the fact that like such a mainstream voice in like queer music, like that's so important. Cause like honestly, like obviously there's been a ton of like queer artists who have, you know, had songs and lyrics like that and stuff like that. But they've been hardly ever in the mainstream, especially in the male space.
No, 100%.
So like this is definitely, I mean, obviously there's plenty, but like I don't think anyone to this caliber
no one's doing it at the level that he's at, the like with the level of
and as
exposure that he has
exactly, and just
and
as
prominence.
mask off as he is, like he's just able to just completely be entirely himself, which amazing, awesome.
And like
Love
I think you
you
can definitely see that from like you were saying, there are a lot of smaller artists that are doing that kind of stuff, and they're like perfectly, you know, just really out there and showcasing their queerness on display, but not to the level of notoriety and exposure that he gets. So it's definitely cool to see. It's great to see. I am so excited for this album. I think it's going to be amazing. The track list also looks really exciting. The features seem dope too. The album actually leaked a few weeks ago.
Oh, the whole album?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think like there were a few tracks on it that aren't on this one. There's like a track with Sam Smith. I know they were on it.
Oh, right.
But yeah, there were some songs I guess that aren't on this final version. I didn't listen to the leaked version because I was like, I'm just gonna wait. But it's cool to see that Scoop, because that is one of the songs I've been anticipating the most actually. At the beginning of the year, he put out a Instagram video and he previewed Industry Baby, Scoop, and another song. Maybe it was Call Me by Your Name, or I don't remember what it was, but no, yeah, Scoop was the one I was like, oh, I really want to hear this, and that's the one that Doja's on, and I feel like she could eat it up. Planet Her was a rough moment, for her, but I think she can bring it back. Also, that album is still in the top 5 on Billboard. It's like number 3 or number 4.
Dude,
like it's
people
up there.
I really think we're in the minority on that album. A lot of people really liked it.
They do, but also I think in like it's interesting because I know like I feel like it kind of publicly got some bad reception because I know she's talked about it herself and how she like, wasn't really proud of this album and like
and I mean like I wouldn't be either if I was her, but like no,
like that's why I was saying I was surprised that that Tyler went number 1 over her only because like she like I mean she's still in the top 5 right now and like Tyler's obviously
out of it.
I don't even know where he's at. Probably not even in the top 10. But yeah, no, I don't know. I guess I mean I guess it feels like there was like liking it.
So little hits on it.
They had
like,
Kiss Me More.
Yeah, but that was a lead single that had.
Yeah, I mean maybe it's just that it still has like the power of having The Weeknd on it and Ariana Grande on it, and
but even those songs like aren't that popping like that. It's her solo shit that's popping the most. The ones with features aren't getting a lot of traction. Like Ain't Shit is popping. Need to Know is popping.
Need to Know is fire. Need to Know is fire.
Need to Know is pretty good.
That was the one that I talked about before, and I had been meaning to retract this statement because you know. When Need to Know came out, I was like, you know what, Doja could be the best female rapper, and I felt bad because I didn't throw shade, but you were like better than Rico, and I was like, yeah, I think better than Rico.
Nah,
that was disrespectful of me.
That was extremely disrespectful of you.
I'm sorry, Rico.
Yeah, like what?
I love you.
You know, hold on. Actually, let me go put on my Rico shirt. Be right back.
All right.
I actually did just get one. So
no, really.
Love Rico, 100%.
No,
but
we do love Rico here.
Oh yeah, no, 1,000 billion%.
She's killing it. Nothing against Rico or Doja, but
oh yeah, no, exactly. Don't necessarily put them against each other. Actually, one thing that I was thinking of recently is that I was thinking about like the early season of The Cave and how
Mm.
like, because Doja was on there and she
was.
had nowhere near the amount of success that she has now. But like
Right.
looking at it now, she is probably arguably the most successful person that Kenny Beats has worked with.
Yeah, I
Because
think
like he's obviously worked with Kendrick and Schoolboy in like the early days,
early
but I think
stages,
even then like Doja Cat's still more popular than them.
you think? Interesting.
I mean,
I don't know more popular than Kendrick, but
like overall, I mean, like I'm pretty sure she has more monthlies than him.
probably. But also Kendrick hasn't dropped in a while.
Yeah, I know, but like,
I
does
don't know.
Kendrick
I
have a
feel
number one?
like
Like
oh
album
yeah,
probably, but like a number one
yeah.
track. Did Humble go number one?
I'm sure Humble went number one.
You're sure?
I'm almost
Time to
positive.
fact check.
Let's fact check. If Humble didn't go
Humble,
number one, I will be
Billboard.
shocked. I would be shocked.
Yes.
Simply shocked.
Humble, Kendrick Lamar, Billboard. Let's see. Okay, peak position number one. All right. I guess you're.
It probably I
You
don't know.
weren't
I
wrong
feel like
about that.
All Right probably wouldn't have gone number one, but
Yeah.
I know that song was really big.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so I'm looking at all of Kendrick's peaks, right?
Yeah.
Humble went number one, obviously. Fucking Problems with A$AP Rocky peaked at 14. Bad Blood, which he
Yeah.
was on apparently.
Oh, the Bad
Or
Blood
yeah, he
remix,
was,
yeah.
right? Peaked at number one. Swimming Pools
Mhm.
peaked at 21. He was on that song with Sia that peaked at number 6. He had a song on Maroon 5. Number 2, Pray For Me with The Weeknd, number 2. It looks like that is it. I don't know that we're like nothing else is loading, so I guess nothing prior to this.
Really?
Went.
Interesting.
Okay, so he has 2 number ones, but one's a feature. Let's look at Miss Doja. Doja Cat. All right. This isn't gonna let me just search easily, huh? All right.
Nope. Not at all.
Back to artist page. Okay. God, Billboard, why is your fucking website such a mess?
No, the Billboard website is horrible. Horrible to try and
Okay,
navigate.
let me just find Doja Cat Billboard chart history.
Yeah.
Chart
honestly,
history
you
Doja
might
Cat. The
be
fact that I have to
better-
search outside of it is fucking ridiculous.
You might
Okay.
be better on whatchamacallit, Wikipedia, but
Yeah, well, hey. Say So went number one, obviously. She peaked
Yeah.
at number 2 with 69 by Ariana Grande. Did Kiss Me More not go number 1?
You said 69.
34 plus 35
30,
is
yeah,
69.
okay. Yeah.
Kiss Me More only went number 3?
Yeah, it was it was big, but I don't think it had
I
made
guess
it
so.
far enough.
Best Friend was 14. I still think like
Best Friend.
look at this shit. Like look at this shit. I don't know, it still feels like she really did like she's more
She did. But granted,
commercially
you have
popular.
to also consider the fact that Kendrick Lamar has not dropped since 2017.
Okay, but you really think he's putting you think he's putting up these numbers in 2021?
I think he could put up those numbers. I think maybe not hit song numbers, but I think
That's what I'm saying. Hit song
could.
numbers.
I think he could still do it. Also, you have to consider what he did with Black Panther album. Some of the songs on there too.
Yeah, only Pray For Me charted.
All the Stars.
It wasn't on here.
All the Stars charted.
It did not show it on here. Maybe it just didn't load. Maybe
It's
that's why.
definitely on here. Let me.
There's
do
no way. 1 to
Wikipedia is
27.
more.
Okay, hold on. 2 to 27. Oh my God, Billboard! Why do you have the worst fucking website to surf?
All right,
Jesus.
here we go.
Okay, he has 27.
On Wikipedia.
I guess.
Humble went number 1. Loyalty with Rihanna was 14. Love was 11. All the
Dang,
Stars
that
was at
charted
number
over
7.
Loyalty.
Yeah, Love is a good one, man.
It is a
Love
good one, but
it's a better
damn,
track
I did
than
not.
Loyalty.
It is no, absolutely, but I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Why the fuck? Oh my God, I
No,
can't.
yeah, the Billboard website is really bad. It's worse navigating it on mobile too. Actually,
Oh God, yeah, no, I
Like-
can imagine.
it's a pain.
Where's the Wikipedia? Whoever said Wikipedia wasn't a good resource, fuck you.
But I think Kendrick can put up numbers. He could put up some
I
serious
guess so.
numbers.
I still think like at least right now, like Doja Cat's still more like commercially successful.
She might be. She might be.
I
Um,
I mean like
I just really
no
I would
slight
like
to
to
Kendrick,
see
obviously.
no slight to Kendrick, of course. I just want to see how things kind of play out once he drops a new album.
That will
And
be
also,
curious
I
to
will
see.
say, I think Doja makes music that is more
Accessible. I
accessible.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
and
I
kind
mean,
of
but
made for that sort of thing.
that's the point
Um,
then. Like then
you got a point. You got a point. I think personally, lots of people do downplay the star power that Kendrick has.
I guess so. I
Um,
don't know. He's just I guess like he just still feels way more niche to me.
Yeesh, no.
I mean, he's
Really.
definitely
I feel like the fact that he's been gone for so long also makes
yeah.
kind of makes people forget kind of where he's at, like in popularity wise, and just like because he's been gone. It's like I don't remember it, that 2017, like that was such a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's just like you think about like how you used to hear these songs everywhere you go. Um, like you couldn't escape humble. Like you literally just like
Yeah.
couldn't escape it. In the same way that you just like couldn't escape say so, you know? So like
I guess
um
so. I don't know. It just still like I don't even really know how to explain it cuz like yeah, he obviously has the numbers.
right.
But like it's just like I mean at the end of the day he doesn't make pop music. So like
He doesn't make pop music. So that's always that barrier that he's never gonna be able to cross
yeah.
because of that.
But I
So
still think like okay, then on the cave at least or in recent years
yeah.
Doja Cat's the most successful artist that Kenny Beats has worked with. That was my point. And it was
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
interesting to see because like I feel like Rico did not get her due flowers from after Tia Tamera cuz like I think at that point
Yeah.
Rico was still a bigger artist than
Eh,
Doja Cat was. I think just like from a
probably,
flat
yeah.
standpoint, obviously she had the Moo song, but she was still like, "Oh, that meme song, bitch." You know, like
Right.
that was what people were thinking of her.
Tia
So,
Tamera,
but
that's a time arguably Doja Cat's best song. That song is
oh
timeless.
yeah,
That
no, it's
song
amazing.
at a party, like when you're at a party and everyone's singing
Hmm.
the lyrics, Tia and Tamara,
I don't know
or
that
just hanging out
people.
with your friends.
I would say I don't know that a lot of people would know the lyrics to it though, like that.
Well, we're running in different circles here. We're running in different circles here.
I'm not running in a lot of
The
circles though. That's so I
well,
mean
I
like,
guess that
but I just feel like
yeah.
it's not a normie enough song.
Oh no, it's not. But I mean, like between like my friends and I, and then like when we
Oh no,
kind of all have like
absolutely.
gatherings and whatnot, like
Oh no, absolutely. That's the way to go. I mean,
it's
it's top
unprecedented
tier.
feeling.
Also,
Anytime like
bottom bitch underrated, obviously.
great song too. It's a great song too.
But I don't know,
I
and
guess it's
I
just
do
became
say yeah, I know it did, but no, I definitely think like unfortunately to her detriment, I think that Rico's more off the wall personality and like style of music makes her
oh
less
yeah.
accessible
It was
to
never. She was
others.
never. She always had a ceiling. She always had a
Yeah,
ceiling.
no,
I feel like, and I feel like
she
she can still keep going right now.
she
But
could. I mean, she's doing shit, and like at the very least, the internet has her back. Cause
that is
when
true.
fucking when Coi Leray was coming after her,
Yeah,
we weren't having that. All right,
we
no
weren't.
one had Coi Leray's back.
That's true. Coil Ray, she's got a fan, but she hasn't been in the game to cultivate the kind of fan base that Rico has.
But she doesn't even really have a fan base, if we're being honest. Because let's be honest, you've seen all those live performances where it's just people like,
Yeah, they're a little dead. They're a little dead. I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. But yeah, that's I guess been
Our little tangent
detour
about the
for
state of the music industry
yeah, and
regarding Kendrick and Drake and Kanye now.
yes. So
We got
other than
Donda on Sunday.
Sunday morning.
Sunday specifically, not Friday. We didn't get it on Friday. It didn't
Nope.
drop after the What's it called? The
Listening party.
listening party, yeah. Which
Yeah,
seeing some like I know you watched it all the way through. Just seeing some
I
clips of
did.
it looked insane to
It
me.
was honestly very insane. And it started off like I was kind of excited because I didn't watch any of the other listening parties because I was like, I don't want to spoil the album for me. But then once we got to
Yeah.
this third listening party, I was just like,
Are
I'm
we
not
ever gonna
sure
get this album?
that this out. Yeah, I don't know when we're gonna get this album. I want to hear what it is. Like, obviously, I had heard like kind of bits and pieces of it here and there, and I'm not really on TikTok, and I know like a lot of the clips were
Oh
kind of
yeah,
circulating on there.
Moon and No Child Left Behind were really
Yeah, and
big on
I
there.
which is wild because I didn't hear Moon before. Like, I hadn't heard Moon, and then when I heard it, I was like, wow, I
Just ascending.
I want to go to the moon. I want to go to
Yeah,
the moon. Yeah, it
don't leave
literally
so
feels like,
soon.
yeah. But that listening party was very excited, and then immediately, right off the bat, this man has the baby kick off the album, kick
Yeah,
off the. He's got the first verse on the album at the third listening party, I guess. Brings out the baby, brings out Marilyn
Marilyn
Manson,
Manson.
and
Which two not
I'm
good
just
look
like,
sweaties, by the way. Hey,
and
sweaty,
it's
this
just
is not a
like
good look.
it's not, and it was really confusing to me only because one, after the whole DaBaby thing happened, Kanye actually removed Na 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 from streaming services, which I was like, okay. And obviously that song had DaBaby on it. So I was like,
Hmm.
there's got to be some sort of direct correlation there, right? Um, Not only that, he just co-produced Industry Baby for Lil Nas
Yeah,
X. And also Kanye is just like, I mean, he's been a lot of things, but generally speaking, he's actually kind of been pretty supportive of the gay community and like
yeah.
throughout his entire career, for the most part. So I was just like, dang, this is not a good look. And then obviously Marilyn Manson,
Yeah, no.
don't even need to get into that, but it was just like, what? And he clearly had a very intentional reason for doing this, and Kanye has been one to embrace controversy, and I'm sure that's
Yeah.
part of why
I
he
will
did
say
it.
to like kind of play devil's advocate there, the baby's whole slight wasn't directly against Lil Nas X, so
No, no, it wasn't. I'm just
it's
saying
just like it
about
was
like,
dumb fucks like fucking Ti who were lumping him in with that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
I
he's
just mean
gay
in
and gets
terms
to
of
live his
like,
truth.
yeah, no, I only bring up Lil Nas X because it's like, okay, in
Yeah.
one respect, we see Kanye just the other week, out here producing for Lil Nas X, who we just talked about being like one of the biggest names in the gay community right now, and kind of like supporting him by producing a track and then going and then bring up the baby who's like been very publicly homophobic. Um,
Yeah.
so it's just kind of like
And also literally just him rapping about him getting canceled, which by the way, a
that
lot of people
too.
have been pointing this out like, "Oh yeah, bro, totally rap about getting canceled and how you're upset about it on Kanye's eulogy to his dead mother." Yeah, bro, go for it, homie. That's definitely what
It's
we want to do here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is one thing about the album that I guess we can get into a little bit after this, but
Yeah.
that part of listening party kind of already, and it sucks that it happened right at the start because it kind of just left a bad taste in my mouth for the whole thing. It kind of made it hard to completely like
Mhm.
enjoy the album. Um, but I will say like as an experience, it was really really cool. And like Kanye kind of had the house like seemingly on fire kind of during it, and there's like a lot of smoke, and the kind
Yeah.
of setup that he had there was really cool. And then there was like parts where like he would bring out like these cars, and the cars were like going around in circles around the house, and he had like people that were like dancing in front. Like, it was really like it was one of those things like if I was there live, like that would have been like in person,
Such
that would have
a
just been
such a surreal
insane.
experience, yeah. It
And
sucks
then
though cuz I would love to like and I feel like a lot of concerts nowadays don't do that type of shit.
yeah, where
Like
it's
they
just
don't
like,
create those experiences. Like the best you get is like maybe some cool looking backdrops on the projector,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's
And
it.
it's like you look at somebody like Tyler and the shows that he's been doing, and they look so dope. Like, what was it? His Lollapalooza show?
I
Was
think
that it? I
so.
can't remember. One of them that he uploaded to his YouTube, and I was just like, this looks so dope with like all the things he's got on stage. Like at one point he has like a boat on stage and he's got like
Yeah.
his whole like bellhop thing that he brings out, and like it's just really like he's like creating an experience, like the concert
Yeah.
is like when the concert is more than just the person on
Those are the
stage.
concerts that are worth hundreds of dollars to go see.
Right. And it's like, I think there's different levels. Like sometimes there are experiences where that can be amazing, where it's just artists on stage.
Oh
Like
yeah, no.
you see like videos of like a JPEG Mafia show and you're like, this looks amazing. Or like
Mm,
even just like the Injury Reserve show that we went to that had that really cool like light setup in the back. Like it
yeah.
wasn't anything extravagant, but it was just a really cool thing that made the experience kind of uh it just made it really interesting and a little bit more immersive and cool. But
I think the
um
deal is that like when you get to a certain point and people are paying like a lot of money for your shows, like you
right.
kind of have to make it an experience. Like I'm sorry, if you're paying $100 for a concert ticket, if you're paying $20 for a concert ticket, yeah, I'm not expecting a fucking you to build your childhood home in the middle of a
Right.
fucking stadium. But if you're paying 100 or even hundreds of dollars, like you would expect that it would be more of an experience.
Right.
Like I'll say like the Khalid show that I went to
Yeah.
a while ago. It was just boring,
You probably
right?
paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, it was like 100 a pop.
Was
But
it a
like
stadium?
it was stadium, yeah. Which like if it's stadium point blank period, you need to make some sort of cool experience.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely do.
I paid maybe like $50 to see Anderson Paak, and it was so much better. But like it was even just still like mostly just backdrops and stuff like that.
Right.
But like cool things done with the backdrops and
But he had a cool stage setup
oh
too,
no,
right?
yeah,
Like it was
he had the drums that rose on the
yeah,
platform. Like
that
it
looks
was
so
amazing.
dope.
It was such an amazing show, an amazing performance. And then like there was the Beast Coast tour that I went to where they had a giant
Mhm.
Statue of Liberty head on stage that
Wow,
they came out and performed around. Like that was dope. And albeit
that is
not
dope.
anything crazy like what Kanye's doing, but like I mean, I think more stadium level shows should do shit like this. I think Kanye does a great job of this. I think Travis Scott does a fantastic job of this from what I've
Yeah,
seen. You know,
I
like
saw
more artists
I
need to
saw
do shit
Travis,
like
and
that.
that was really cool the way his stage was set up for the
Yeah.
Astro World um thing. I saw it, but it was at ACL, but
Mhm.
it's still really cool. And
Exactly.
Childish
Like
Gambino,
even like even just at a festival, like you're still limited in what you can do. But like on your
yeah,
own tour,
you
you
can
gotta
do
go the fuck
anything.
out.
At
You gotta
least
go the fuck
have
out.
dope visuals at the very least, which is kind of what like the Gambino tour that I went on. That was just it was stadium tour.
Mhm.
But he had a really cool light setup going that was super dope, and then he had these two screens like on the sides that had like different stuff going, and would like I can't even explain it, but there's
Are
just
they
like
were they interactive? Because
yeah, they were
there
like
you go. Boom.
interactive at one point,
That's
and they were like there
that's
was
where it's
there was
at.
like one person on this side and one person on that side underwater, and this one was like blue and this one was like orange, and then like the music goes wild and like the two people like thrashing. Like, it was so
See,
dope.
that's
It was
where it's
so dope.
at because then you know for a fact that it was completely choreographed. Because
Right.
obviously, if you're playing a video or a graphic, you have to time it perfectly
You do.
in a live production. So
And
it
oh
was
my gosh.
practiced. It's a show. It's not
It
just like, oh
was.
hey, here's a water esque background and here's me
And yeah,
singing.
no, that's boring. And at
Yeah.
one point he left the stage. He leaves the stage and he walks around through the stadium, and um he goes to one of the like parts of the state, like where people are seated.
Hmm.
Like he goes to one of the sections, and he's just like walking through, and I think he like asked if he could like hit somebody's joint. And it was just like it was really cool. I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like it's so rare you see like on a stadium tour people going into the audience. Like that doesn't That
Dude,
doesn't
he's doing
really
magic tricks
happen.
over there. How'd he get over there?
I know it was so dope. But yeah, those are experiences like that. And obviously Kanye has been one to do that. If you've seen
Yeah,
any videos of his concerts from like Jesus
exactly.
tour or even like the St. Pablo tour where he had the floating stage,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. That's the one that immediately comes to mind.
yeah, like that just he's always been super dope with the visual stuff. But yeah, and at one point during the listening party he like sets himself on fire. I don't know. I feel like it
Crazy.
wasn't actually him that was in there, but someone set themselves on fire or like he went inside the house and then someone comes out on fire.
Mm.
Um and it was just like what? And then obviously at the end Kim Kardashian comes out in her wedding dress
Yes, and they
and
renew their vows.
yes, which
Which
I
like
was like, what?
are they? So
Is
they're getting
this
remarried then, like or whatever. They're
I
getting
guess so, or
undivorced.
they're trying to work it
The
out.
divorce is getting canceled.
It is. I don't know if they actually even ever got the actual divorce or if they
Yeah, I
just.
don't know that they ever got to that point.
I know they filed or she filed, but I don't know if it. All the papers were signed
Mm.
and whatnot. But it was a cool experience. I really only watched it because I thought we weren't gonna get the album soon. But no, then we got it
Yeah,
on
we got it.
Sunday,
Sunday morning it
and
dropped, and
it is almost 2 hours long.
yeah, it's an hour and 48 minutes. There was one thing though, in which this definitely made my first listening of the
Mm.
album a lot better than subsequent ones. But the fact that Jail 2 Part 2 was not on there. The one with
Yes, that
Marilyn
was
Manson and DaBaby.
extremely satisfying.
Yeah, so that
Extremely satisfying.
if you've never seen on like I'm trying to think of an example. I guess like Taboo is like a good example of this, how like
Yeah.
it was like how some projects may have like a different rollout where like
Mhm.
stuff is like unavailable until it's made available. That's essentially what
Right.
happened. At the album release, everything was available except for Jail Part 2.
Yeah. There's a whole
Um
issue with, I guess the babies.
Team or
They
some
they
shit. I don't know.
said like they apparently like Kanye's team was saying that the babies team
The verse.
didn't clear the verse and they couldn't put it on there, and then the babies team was like they never contacted me, like why would we not clear the verse? It doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
there's a whole thing with that, and
But it came
now it's
out
on there,
though.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Could have done without it, but our thoughts on the album later. Whoa, where's my mouse? My mouse is disconnected. Anyway, but yeah, it dropped, but Kanye then made a post that apparently it was released without his permission by UMG.
Yes.
Yes, so he says that in an Instagram post, his label released Donda without approval. He said that they intentionally left off Jail Part 2, and then it was expected to premiere the same day as Certified Lover Boy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the post he made out. I think it's still up right now. But essentially, I mean, that's kind of all that came from it, if we're being honest.
He hasn't I don't think he's said literally anything else since the album has been
Yeah.
released. That's the
I
only
mean, it's
statement he's
out
put
now. He hasn't taken any motion to take it down. So
Yeah. Which is interesting. And I don't remember what rapper it was, but they tweeted and they were like, there's literally no possible way for them to release and the album unless you turned in the album and
right.
and like gave it to them. So I don't really know. I mean, I know like if it were up to Kanye, we might not ever get the album, you know.
He would just
And
tour
like
an unreleased
obviously,
album for the rest of his life.
right. And obviously if he feels
So
that
inclined.
yeah, if he feels like the album was released without his permission, that's obviously, not good. I don't it's always unfortunate to see people or artists feel like they're not being done correctly by their label and whatnot.
Right.
So definitely not huge fan of that, but I don't know. In a way it does seem like I mean, it is like that thing. Like, you know, they can't release the album if you don't give them the album. You know.
Yeah.
Um. So I don't really know what's going on there. Seems like maybe some behind the scenes stuff still needs to get worked out. Uh, but we've got the album now. It doesn't seem like it's going to be taken down. It's breaking insane records. I don't
I
know.
actually haven't kept up with that. Like, what records? Like, what's
Oh,
it breaking?
really? It was let me see. I know Def
Donda
Jam
records broken.
Def Jam tweeted about it.
Event breaks Apple Music live stream record.
Oh, yeah, the live stream
Hits number
record.
1 in 152 countries.
Yeah, let me pull it. Okay, here it is. Biggest album launch of 2021. Spotify broke the Spotify 2021 single day streaming record.
Oh, wow.
Broke the Apple Music 2021 single day streaming record.
19 of the top 20 spots on Apple Music's daily top 100 global song charts, which like makes sense. It's the only thing that's gonna fucking drop on a Sunday, right?
Yeah, and also it broke the all-time Apple Music record of number one album in 152 countries.
Damn.
So yeah, it is doing numbers. I cannot imagine the kind of numbers it would be doing if it were actually released on a Friday.
I feel like what else? There wasn't a lot that came out this week, right? The little tech
there wasn't
project,
anything that would have seriously
would've
like derailed.
challenged it.
Yeah.
Also, like we just have black as the album cover. It's just a black square. And I did make a TikTok
just a
pointing
black
this
square.
out, that this is the
did.
second album that comes to mind that dropped on a Sunday, and the album cover is a plain square of one color. So
this is true.
I will be
is true.
dropping a Certified Hugger Boy this Sunday,
Hugger Boy,
and
wow.
it'll be a blue square. I don't fucking know, man. I'm just trying to
Wow, interesting.
I'm trying to meme shit, but yeah.
Yeah, it's but now we've got it.
We do have it.
the
Is there a
album.
way to change album covers on Spotify? Because I know you can do that on
No,
Apple.
it's not possible. Not possible.
Damn it.
And I am kind of warming up, I guess, to that album cover, but
To a black square? You're warming up to a black square.
I'm warming up to the black square. I'm warming up to the black square. The more I think about it, it's better to me than the white square. I prefer the black square than Childish Gambino's white square.
I'll give you that much.
And I think
It just sucks that like both of these albums had like genuinely cool like concept album covers prior to this, and they're just like, yeah, release blank square.
Right, yeah, and I will say I think like all the other potential album covers that we saw for Donda,
Yeah,
the first one ranging back to like what was that, last year and a half ago, with it was kind of like the thermal type thing. Do you remember that one? It was like green. And
I'm pulling it up right now, but like there's a couple of different ones listed on the Genius thing. So this isn't a cover. This is the Tracklist. This is the listening event. This is the one that you're talking about right here. That looks pretty sick.
Which
and
one?
then I'm sharing. I've been sharing on Discord, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I had no clue. Yes, that's the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That one was dope. That one was really dope.
This one, like, honestly, I was kind of down with. Yeah.
This one is also dope.
This one's
that one is nice too.
Exactly.
That's whatever.
It's better than a white square.
It would have probably been. Yeah, I do think the that one was cool because of the kind of explanation behind it.
Yeah.
And like what the painting is, I thought that was pretty cool. But
and then we got this.
Yeah, we did get that, which is unfortunate looking at the other album covers we got. And of course, you can always change, like artists can change album covers on
whenever they want,
Spotify if you wanted to, which we've seen done before. Actually, the DiCaprio 2 cover,
it did,
which is unfortunate because I like the other cover.
Yeah, the original one is honestly better. Yeah, I don't know why he decided to change it.
I think it was something with Leonardo DiCaprio, or there's a whole thing that he had to change it. Yeah.
Fuck
even though it's not Leonardo DiCaprio,
bro.
Yeah.
Fuck him for that. That's stupid.
Yeah, but now that we've got it, what do you think about the album? How are you feeling about the album?
It was definitely something that I wanted to sit with for a bit, that I wanted
Mhm.
to listen to multiple times, especially it being damn near 2 fucking hours long.
Right.
I mean, I'm still really conflicted on it, to say the
Yeah.
least. I just think it, as an album experience, is absolutely insane and is
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. It's mind blowing. Obviously, Kanye is a fantastic artist. There's no doubt about that. He's
Right.
good, great at crafting these experiences, and I think he definitely did a really fantastic job here.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know. I think like some of it I definitely enjoyed a lot more than other parts of it.
Right.
Wasn't too huge on remote control.
Really?
Obviously, I wasn't
People
huge
have
on it.
I've been seeing some people say that, but that Young Thug verse, man.
The Young Thug verse is cool, but like the rest of
That's
it, I
one of
don't
the
know.
things when I was listening to the listening party, that
Mhm.
was one of the things because when I was listening to the listening party, there were just a couple things that stuck out to me from there, and that Young Thug verse was one of them. And then obviously
Yeah,
right after the Thug verse, you get the the glob
yeah.
whatever, which is still on the
That's
album, but
that's fucking.
shortened
Who is that? It's fucking video game
donkey.
donkey. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
which
so
at
funny
least
though.
it's shortened significantly. Like the listening party version was so long, like it kept
But it's
going.
so funny though. Like
It's
that's such a
I,
great. That's so great though. Like
it's
that's so
wild.
great.
It's wild.
Oh, Keep My
Um,
Spirit Alive is so amazing, by the way.
Keep My
West
Spirit
Side
Alive.
Gun,
Oh, the
Conway,
West Side Gun one. Yeah, yeah,
bro,
yeah.
that's such a beautiful track. Jesus Lord is fucking beautiful too. Like there were
Mhm.
definitely a lot of parts on this album that like, I mean, I will say damn near brought me to tears, but like
Yeah, I agree.
some of the back half is a little weak. But also some of the back half is some of the best shit on there.
I was about to say, I think the back half is stronger,
I
or
think
at
like
least
it's
the
more of a
ending.
mixed bag.
I think this album ends. I'm obviously
Are
not
we
talking
not
about the
counting the
part
part
twos.
twos? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
No
no,
Child Left
not
Behind
the
is
part.
amazing. That's what I'm saying. No
But
Child
those
Left Behind is
last,
one of the best songs on the album. Jesus
I
Lord is one
think,
of the best songs off the album. What's the halfway point
come.
of, if we're talking 23, the halfway point is 12. Okay, well, if
Yeah,
we're doing that, then yeah, some of the best stuff is in the back half. But if we're doing 27,
like
that's 14.
come.
Okay, I guess
Yeah,
still some
like
of the
come to life is one of the most
Come to
beautiful
Life is
tracks
amazing too.
I've heard. Like, and I that was the one song like I remember so vividly in
Hmm.
the listening party because it was the second to last song that played, just like it's second to last song on the album, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like it gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, like when that piano comes in
No,
and
it is
then
really amazing.
man, yeah, that's a great
Maybe
track.
I lied to myself. I don't know. I don't know why the album felt so long that it
It
felt
does feel
like,
very long.
it feels like, to me, it feels like Keep My Spirit Alive. It feels like Jesus Lord is the halfway point. I don't know why.
Interesting,
Like
interesting.
that's
I
why, maybe that's why I thought, but I don't know. But like
Yeah,
some of
it's
like Tell the Vision, that's the Pop Smoke one, right?
that was really bad. I don't know why that
That's
was on there.
Yeah,
And
it's
I think like
fucking, it sounds like shit. It sounds like it's recorded on a 6-year-old phone, let's be real. And also
yeah,
like can we stop? Like his vault's already empty, which is so upsetting. That's so
yeah.
upsetting to hear. Which like
They
I don't
milked
know
him
if we
for
ever we
everything.
never talked about that, did we?
No, we didn't talk
We
about
never
that
did. So
because
this
we
was like
always talk about the posthumous,
yeah, I think we wanted
sort
to
of.
avoid that, but I mean we'll throw it in right now. Um the fact that Pop Smoke's Camp came out and announced that after his last album, that there's nothing left in the vault. Nothing left. His legacy is completely done away with now. There's nothing left. Obviously, like stuff that's still to be used, like this, but it's stuff that's already been sold off to people,
Yeah,
or like stuff that's already in other people's hands.
yeah.
That's so saddening because you have people like
There's
what I think it's Prince, that he could release an album every year for the next X amount of years and still have stuff left. Like he has
yeah,
so much back catalog, or he has
right.
so much in the vault. and you see people like Pop Smoke where they're like, "Yep, he's been dead for like what 2 years? He's been dead for 2 years, and we're already done with it. We've milked him. We have milked his ass fucking dry. He is fucking dry now. That's so upsetting. That's so bullshit.
Really wild.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how you. I literally, it's astonishing. Honestly, it is.
I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can fucking. How can you get rid of all of that so quickly?
Somehow they did it. Somehow they did it. So
yeah.
And one of those verses ends up on this Kanye album, and it's really
yeah.
bad.
I mean,
fuck. It's mixed horribly.
I mean, it's obviously on purpose, but like, I don't.
You
like
think?
It. I don't like, it's on purpose. It's definitely on purpose.
I don't even know that I'm willing to.
There's no way there's a genuine recording of Pop Smoke that sounds like that.
I don't know, man. I just can't.
I'm pretty sure I was gonna say Conway. Pretty sure Kanye did it like as like an aesthetic thing.
My thing is just like there are other parts on this album that are also just mixed. They're just not mixed well. So I'm just like, this just sounds like one of those, another part of the album that's just not mixed well. Or this is the state. Since I mean, we're supposedly getting to the bottom of the barrel with these Pop Smoke verses.
Yeah.
Maybe this is.
Maybe this is some shit he recorded at like 15 years old on his fucking flip phone or some shit. He's not that much older than us. Why am I saying that he had a flip phone? He was the same age as me.
He was actually younger than.
Yeah, he's the same age as me.
As you, yeah.
Shit, yeah, I remember that fucked me up. This is gonna sound insanely selfish, but I really, really get super fucked up when any like famous person or artist that is around my age passes away.
No, it's
like
definitely,
it really fucks me up because
insane.
like, I mean, shit, anything could happen to me at my time. Right. I don't know that I've ever talked about this on the podcast, and this is getting a little bit heavy, but like Cameron Boyce is the one that fucked me up the most.
Oh, dude.
Because one, like obviously grew up watching him. Two, he's my age.
Right.
Three, he died of a seizure, which I struggled with a lot in childhood. So
yeah,
that's definitely it was something that really messed me up, and like I try not to think about it as much, but yeah, it's tough.
That Cameron Boyce one is
that one probably fucked me up the most out of anyone
really
in recent years. But yeah, the whole Pop Smoke thing. But yeah, no, I really do love the album overall. I think obviously when you have 27 songs, there's gonna be some problematic bits. Well, not even problematic. There's gonna be some like lackluster bits. Some duds, yeah.
I'm kind of like, for some reason, I think the album is good. I think it's more like, for some reason, maybe something about it still feels incomplete. Like it doesn't feel. It still has this like kind of thrown together feel to it that kind of sets me off a little bit, and it's got like moments that are just like it's got amazing moments. They're amazing moments on the album, like Moon and Come to Life and Hurricane. And then there are just parts that's just like, oh, all right, like this is all right. So I don't know. I think it's like, and it's also one of those things where it's like, am I really about to how often am I going to come back and listen to this 23 track album, but not really going to listen to the part twos? But how often am I going to come back and do that? Not often. Jesus Lord part 2 is 11 minutes, 30 seconds.
So altogether, that's a 20-minute song. If you put part 1 and part 2 together.
See, but the part twos are just extensions of
but like
one, so.
if you think of it as part 1, that's a 20-minute song. 20 minutes of the album is one song basically. It's one thought. One thought process.
Which is,
I don't even remember Jesus Lord Part 2 now that I think about it.
It's literally just the same as Jesus Lord, just extended.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some great moments, great features.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see in the coming time. Also, I'm just like, I don't know, like the whole DaBaby and Marilyn Manson thing really. Yeah,
that's
really
that's why like I'm trying to like ignore those ones.
Yeah, and
Like,
I
and
just
ignoring the part twos is a good way to do that. If you just look at it just purely from the first 23 tracks, like,
yeah, it's
I
just
think
it's
as a
like
whole,
still
it's
it's
still,
good. I just can't help but like think about it, and it kind of deters. Like it put a bad taste in my mouth, and kind of is
yeah, no.
deterring me from a lot of like going back and listening to the album. 'Cause I'm just like, dude, why did you do that? Like, why did you do
Oh yeah, no,
that?
absolutely.
Um,
That's kind of part of what, like, I wanted to eventually maybe do a video on this, like a full-fledged video, not in podcast form.
yeah,
But like talk, because when I was listening to it and I was enjoying it, I did feel weird. I felt weird about it because I
mm-hmm,
knew about the baby thing. And
yeah,
like obviously just even just some of the stuff that Kanye has said and done in the past.
oh for
I,
sure,
I felt weird about it. And like it really does bring into question because obviously everyone says like, oh, separate the art from the artist. But like, and we have talked about this before, and like I said, I wanted to go more into depth in it in a full-fledged video. But like, to
yeah,
what extent can and should we do that? You know?
yeah. And I'll say like, because I mean, we've talked about this on like with Kanye specifically, like just
Yeah.
an episode or two ago.
Well, no. It
Like,
wasn't even with Kanye. We talked about it with like
no, but we
with
did talk about
Uzi.
Kanye.
Okay, we did. All right.
Yeah, well, Kanye got brought up
Right.
in that discussion, but it was just like, generally speaking, the phrasing separate the art from the artist. I hate that. I hate
Mm.
that language and like um because it in a way like you
You
can never truly separate the art from the
you
artist.
never can. It's just
It's
what are you willing to ignore, I guess
right
is the
the
biggest thing.
because art is always inspired by the artist and their
Mm-hmm.
lived experience, and that is always going to be present in their music. It's just like you said, it's ignoring you're shutting off a part
Yeah.
of your brain and choosing to not look at a certain part of the artist, but you're not separating
Yeah,
the art from the
exactly.
artist. Like that's not it's literally not possible to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I
um
I'll say the because I do think separating art from artist has some validity in some instances because I think like obviously I mean before this is gonna be terrible, right? But before kind of
eh,
more stuff came out about the Michael Jackson documentary and how like
mhm,
some of the unethical practices that the documentary team was doing and how like
mhm,
some of it might have been fictitious. To what extent can you separate the influence and the art of Michael Jackson, who is one of the biggest artists of all time, who has made
right,
some of the most like well-regarded works of all time? To what extent can you separate it in that instance, even when you do
right,
believe these things happen? And
yeah,
I think one of the takes that I heard a while back, I genuinely can't remember from where, but I think honestly makes the most sense to me
mhm,
is that, well, to what extent has their artwork enabled their like the transgression in question?
right,
So R. Kelly is
mhm,
the one that gets brought up.
right,
Him marrying a minor, doing all of the things that he did, we're not going to get into it obviously, but
right,
doing
right,
all those things was a direct result of the power and influence he gained from his music. That was a direct result. And you could make a very similar argument for Michael Jackson as well if these things did in fact happen. Obviously,
yeah,
again, it's like very, very confusing and up in the air with the whole documentary thing. But to what extent does their art directly cause or have caused the transgressions that are the issues? I
right,
think, and like it's tough because obviously you could say that um the baby's music has no direct correlation with his homophobia. So you
mm,
could use that argument to say, oh, you can separate the art from the artist and still listen to the baby. But that still doesn't sit right with me.
I think
So it does come down to what extent, what are you willing to ignore? And that's kind of the take we came up with last time, I
yeah,
remember.
And I think it's like for specifically in the case of like the baby, there's like, and I was just talking to one of my friends about this. I think in that instance, there is a larger kind of thing in terms of the way that homophobia is like so prevalent in hip hop,
Yeah.
and also the way that he handled that situation. So like, you know, he does that. He goes on stage, he says those things, he doubles down on those comments. He
Yeah.
doesn't seem to make any sort of amends for that. And then you go, you know what? I didn't like that, what he said, but, I'm going to separate that from the artist. I'm going to keep looking at it, or I'm going to keep listening to him. Kanye goes, puts him on his album. And it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, this is kind of like the way people are able to just look past this speaks more to why it's seems like homophobia in hip hop is never going to disappear, because when this stuff happens, nobody does anything about it.
Yeah.
Nobody like chooses to really. And sure, like he got, what, kicked off a couple festivals, and the grand scheme of things, like that's a slap on the wrist.
No,
You
and
know,
honestly, like looking, especially on social media, any post about the baby, there's so much support. And it's
it's
like, oh, streets
yeah,
aren't canceling the baby. That's like the one thing I've always seen. Like, oh, the hood ain't
right.
canceling the baby. Like shit like that
And
is what I've
and
been
it's
seeing.
like he's always going to be popular in certain circles that don't
Yeah,
have,
a
in certain
strong
demographics
attachment.
that just don't care about that kind of um like social consciousness, I guess. But I think when we're talking about that, and you're talking about like who we separating, why we're separating, and I think it's like that's one of the issues why I have specifically with Donda, is because like the baby getting a placement on the biggest rap album of the year is one of those things where it's like, okay, what are we're turning a blind eye to this stuff again,
Yeah.
like, and it's like and it's also just like how comfortable personally, and how much does this affect the music that you're listening to, whether you feel like you may be enabling or not. It's like there are certain artists that, like Vampire Weekend, for example, with what came out about them. It's like, okay, I could still go and listen to a Vampire Weekend album and maybe not be causing, like, enabling anything that's happening currently, or kind of letting anything go, but it's still also just like listening to Vampire Weekend music. I have a hard time in my head separating, I guess, separating the art from the artist, because I can't listen to this music and not think about what the lead singer has done. So it's still like a hard thing in my head, like even more than just wanting to support or not support. It's just like, how can I listen to this and not? It's like the baby on this album, like, even say if he has a good verse, I'm not going to be able to enjoy his verse, because in my head I'm just thinking about everything that he's done. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth for the verse, and for any music that is going to come out attached to him. So it's
Mm.
just, it's difficult. It's definitely not black and white. It's very nuanced. I know people that I trust, and they're, and I share similar political leanings and whatnot, that are just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna listen to the Kanye album, and that's cool. And I'm like, like I said, like we said, like we said on the last one too, like it's gonna differ from person to person and what you feel
Yeah.
comfortable with. And there are some things, like there are some things where it's like, okay, if tomorrow Kevin texts me and says, "Oh my gosh, this new DaBaby album is fire," I'm gonna be like, "Hey man, no, like I'm not rocking with that. I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
rocking with that
that's
at
not where it is.
all." And so it's not like, even though there are some things that's like, okay, you want to do that, go do
Mm.
that. That's not for me. There's levels to it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
exactly.
know. But the second you hit me up saying you're rocking with the new DaBaby or
New
the new Chris
the
Brown,
fucking the
we're done.
new fucking just the god, the SpongeBob backed soundtrack, the baby. Yeah,
Oh
no.
my god. Yeah, yeah. When it gets to that point,
Yeah, no, that's
there's that.
bad.
But
But we
um,
we definitely Definitely a lot of interesting points. We need to save this for the video essay. I do think we could actually write a pretty interesting video essay on this.
We probably could.
So if you would,
It's really,
if you would like to help me with it, that would be definitely
maybe
something
it's
we
definitely
could.
a very nuanced topic.
Yeah,
But
we could do a ContraPoints video, fucking an hour and a half long. Yeah, those are insane. Yeah, dude, video essays on YouTube are fucking crazy nowadays.
They are, man.
They go like they're feature length films at this point, and it's like no wonder why you fuckers only post every 5 months.
Because it's hard to put it together and write them and edit them. And
see how movie studios are.
But that's I guess those are my thoughts on Donda. There's some really
and
beautiful moments.
I feel a lot of the same way, but
yeah, beautiful moments. I wish I could. I want to come back to it more. I am having a hard time coming back to it as much as I
think the biggest thing for me is that I probably won't as much go back to the album as a whole, but maybe some more like the standout tracks that I did really enjoy more. Right. And I don't know. I feel like that morally sits a little bit more right with me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely get that. I'm just like, and also then in a way in my head plays into like year-end list too. I'm like, do I want to give him a placement on my year-end list? Just like how, like, what kind of what kind of things do I want to be kind of putting out there about Kanye, and what positions do I want to give him? And yeah, it's a like I said. Lots to think about with this.
Billy Ray Cyrus, much to think about.
Yes, but we could keep going forever. But I think
really could.
That really sums up in brief our thoughts on Donda.
You're funny in brief, huh?
Yeah, that's how we're feeling. But I think that's everything we want to talk about today.
Except for a new episode of What If?
Oh, wow. We still have more stuff to talk about?
Okay.
That's crazy.
What If segments are never that long.
The What If segments aren't that long, but this week was a pretty cool episode.
It was. I really liked it. Probably my second favorite.
I would agree.
I don't think it comes close to touching T'Challa Star-Lord episode, but
it doesn't.
I think it was a very, very well executed and interesting concept. It's
what I kind of like was hoping for with this show is just that they would just go, just dial it to 10, and take it as far as they
crank
could.
That shit up, and that's what they really did. Spoilers for those of you who haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's out already. You already know. But essentially, in this episode, we have Doctor Strange. But instead of losing the ability to use his hands, Christine from the movie dies. And, definitely that on its own is an interesting enough concept. But the way it was executed, I think, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
Just the way that, because it feels like, obviously, we have the differing point right off the bat. And then we run through the beats in like quick succession. All the beats of Doctor Strange 1. It's like, okay, in case you don't remember, boom, 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 boom. This is the shit that happened in Doctor Strange 1. Now we're here. Now this is where we're at. Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this episode. And like that beginning part was like maybe a few minutes. And the episode, like, it wasn't even that long. It was like 30 minutes, just like the rest. It felt so much longer because there was so much going on in it.
Yeah.
And I remember because I actually for once watched it like pretty late when it dropped because I was just up around then. I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And I was just like, wow, I'm starting to get tired. How much longer is this episode? But it was, it kept me entertained the whole time. And we got like very new concepts. We got Doctor Strange Supreme. We got
new characters.
And that was Benedict Cumberbatch, right?
Yeah.
It sounded a little awkward at times, and it's still, some of the animation is a little awkward, and some of the voice actors, definitely they're better actors than they are voice actors. Um,
100%. I think especially with Benedict Cumberbatch, some of that
yeah,
didn't entirely translate as well for me.
exactly. Like Benedict Cumberbatch, phenomenal actor.
Yes, yes.
Not that great of a voice actor, to say the least.
And that's fine. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
Exactly.
It's a lot more difficult than people think,
Oh yeah.
you know. It really is. But I really like this episode. I think it was dope. Like I was saying, I wanted to see the show dial it to 10 because it was like, what if? What if these things happen? And it's like, okay, take me to a place that you would never be able to take me in the live action MCU. You're not held down by, necessarily budget or effects. Like
Yeah.
animation gives you a lot more room to just do anything. And I think like that scene where Doctor Strange is just kind of like collecting all the different
Yeah, all the beings.
like yeah, that was so dope.
That was so fucking
Um
cool.
and it's just like this is wild, and that fight between Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
really dope too. I will say I kind of I had a little funny moment whenever they're going through like all the scenarios, like Christine dying, and
Yeah.
they like go to get pizza, and some guy just like comes in and
He
shoots
just shoots her.
for
And
literally
it's like,
no reason at all.
wow. It's like, all right, universe, you got a little lazy with that one there. Let's be
No,
real.
they definitely did. I was like, there was literally no logic or reason to it. Like
It's
she
just like, yep,
came in
he's just gonna shoot her,
and
apparently.
and I feel like
Specifically her.
At
Which,
that
like,
point, if I was Doctor Strange, I would have been like, okay, no, yeah, she's
like, that
there's
doesn't
no
make
way out of
sense.
this.
Yeah.
There's simply no way out of this.
Yeah, that one really made the least amount of sense, I guess, to say the least. Like, because even
Yeah.
like in the logic of like, I guess if you think like psychology wise, I doubt that like
Yeah.
typically a shooter would like have targeted her. He probably would have targeted Strange.
No, they definitely, and they probably were going to try to go in and avoid shooting people, because that if you're robbing a store or
Yeah.
something, like that's just going.
You
to
don't shoot the
be
first
more-
fucking person you see.
Yeah, that's just going to be another thing that if you do get caught, that's on you. So
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, granted, I'm speaking from no experience at all as
Yeah,
a
man, you're
person
not-
that has never robbed a pizza restaurant, but I'm just
Of all
thinking,
places,
if I'm going
right?
to rob, I'm trying to I'm trying to get in and get the money and get out. I'm trying to get the least amount of casualties, because that just serves up more drama. That just
Yeah.
it's just But I guess this pizza guy, or this robber, he did not care.
He really
He
didn't.
did not care.
He didn't give a
Um,
shit.
So yeah, I don't know. It was a cool episode. It was just a cool
No, it
episode.
really
I feel like
was.
that's the whole thing with the show, is like I don't
Yeah.
really necessarily with these episodes think about it a whole lot after I've seen it, but the
Mhm.
episode finishes and I'm like, that was really dope. That was cool.
I
Like,
think this one was like super consequential though. I
Oh, you
think this
think?
one the most.
I
out of
mean,
all
yeah,
of
at
them
the
thus far.
end for sure, because it literally just like
Destroyed the
he
universe.
destroyed the whole universe, which I was
Yeah.
just like,
But like, and I've been
Okay.
seeing a lot of videos online about it, how like obviously Watu the Watcher in the comics very, very much likes to intervene, right?
yeah,
But he actually interacts with Strange in this episode.
which was
So it's like, okay,
interesting.
we're getting more towards him possibly doing some shit
yeah,
in the
it's definitely
future of
becoming
the
more
series.
prominent.
Yeah. And like I don't know if you you're tapped in at all to like any of the future footage like that in some of the promos that they put out.
Not a whole lot. I mean, I know there's a zombies one coming
Right.
up, but I can't.
Mhm.
I don't know
And
what
then
else we got.
but no, because they've shown a lot of like team up kind of ones
Oh, really?
too. So like there's one
I don't
where
even know
it's
how
like
many episodes of this we're getting.
I think 9. I want to say.
9? Okay. All right.
Yeah, but because there's the one where it's kind of that Avengers shot where it's all of them, but then you have like T'Challa, Star-Lord, and Thanos, Gamora, and like some other ones, and then
Yeah.
like there's I'll need to see if I can find some of that footage. Maybe we can do that in the after show. But yeah, a lot of it's really really curious.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
I am interested to see it. We'll see what next week episode
We will.
brings us. But until then, let's get into some of the other stuff we saw and listened to this week that we were enjoying.
Let's do it. Okay, so
take it away.
All right, I guess I'll go ahead and start first. Let me I'm gonna pull up the playlist as opposed to the what's it called, the music board, because I'll miss the singles on a lot of them. But obviously, as far as listened to this week, Family Ties was Kendrick, fantastic,
amazing.
Some of the tracks on the new Belly album I kind of liked, but it was just meh overall. Oh, the new Kim Petras single wasn't that bad.
Interesting.
This new album from Turnstile, just kind of something that popped on my radar, and I was into it. It was really sick. Nice, like, little hardcore record. Did not like the Halsey one. I kind of like the song Fight Club by Black Star Kids. I don't really remember it that much, but that was pretty interesting. Again, a couple of the tracks on the new CJ Fly album as well. This new West Side Gun album is also really solid. Hitler Wears Hermes was definitely pretty solid. A lot of really nice features on here. You got Rome Street, Stove God Cooks, Mac Homie, Lil Wayne on here actually really kills it.
He's having a dope feature on this.
He really is. And then a couple tracks on the Flea Lord and Rock Marciano record, Delgado. And then obviously, like we talked about, some of the tracks off the Kanye West project. That looks like it's it as far as music. I actually have been watching some stuff this week. Obviously, we watched What If. Went to go see Candyman, which we've talked about this off the podcast. Yeah. I really enjoyed, but having been a little more disconnected from it, I see a little bit more of like kind of the issues I had with it. I think for me, it was definitely just, and you don't agree apparently, but I think it was just very well done. I think it looks great. And I think a lot of the gore and the body horror I think is nice. And I didn't get to flesh that part out. I think a lot of the messaging is a bit heavy-handed at points that lacks a lot of subtlety and nuance, but I still think there's a decent bit of subtext that I derived from it that wasn't entirely surface level. I did like when they interjected with the puppets. It reminded me, I don't know if you've ever heard of the artist Carol Walker, I believe is her name. Carol Walker. If you're still watching on Discord, but like this, like her sort of artwork, it really reminded me of that as well. Albeit not entirely similar, but like having studied a little bit of art history, that was really interesting. I guess I'll show a little bit on stream, or on the video, but is this sort of stuff, and like the cutouts, it's very, very, very similar. So I definitely was able to appreciate that. I don't know if they exactly intended on that, but that was, even ever since the trailers, that was something that I had noticed. And I think the performances are pretty decent as well. It does make me want to go back to the first one. Don't quite remember it all that much, so I do want to go back to it and see kind of the difference. But definitely very, very, very promising. Like I said, albeit with its issues. I kind of started, not really. So me and my girlfriend and I were gonna watch The Chair, the new Netflix series with Sandra Oh, but we were having some networking issues with that. So we kind of started the first episode. We're probably gonna get more into it, but I mean, the first 5 minutes of the first episode is pretty funny. So I mean, hey, there's that. I, however, did start brand new Cherry Flavors limited series on Netflix. It is weird. It is crazy. It is good, though. I'm very much enjoying it. I am 2 episodes in. I did mean to watch a 3rd episode before the podcast started, but did not find the time to do so, unfortunately. But we'll probably watch another episode tonight. And then watch the 5th episode of Reservation Dogs. Still an
Gotcha.
extremely, extremely good series. Highly recommend.
Mm.
So good, so good. This one was an interesting episode. Are you caught up?
I am one episode behind.
Okay, then I won't go too much into it. But this one,
Yeah,
it's a much more character driven episode. This one follows Cheese.
gotcha. Gotcha.
But yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Cool.
Really, really good. As far as things that I've watched, that's it pretty much. I've been on the grind because like I feel like every week I come in, it's like I didn't really watch anything.
Mm,
So I'm trying to make time to watch stuff more.
right, which is always good. Always
Yeah,
good.
so I do want to finish Brand New Cherry Flavor soon because it is a limited series, and then I'm
Right.
looking for more stuff to watch. If you have any recommendations for me, which you can get into during
Ah,
your section, which starts now.
yes. I will talk about stuff I watched first, I guess. I also, as Kevin said, did see the new Candyman, but did not.
Yeah, he
Didn't
didn't
like
like
it.
it. He didn't
I didn't
like
like.
it
I didn't like it at all. Um,
at all, which is crazy to me. Like he found nothing redeeming about it.
it had. Mm, ah, no. I'm
Nothing.
really
You
drawing a blank here.
nothing at all.
There were Coleman Domingo. Coleman Domingo's character. He was kind of interesting. The laundromat guy.
Hmm.
He was.
Oh, I will. Last thing I will say, the ending is where it kind of lost me completely. Yeah, the
The
ending
ending was
was very
horrible,
very fumbled the
horrible.
bag.
Um,
Also, you didn't like
but
Nathan Stewart Jarrett in it?
I just. Oh wait, is that the?
The Brianna's brother.
Yeah. Okay. He's funny. He was really
He
funny.
was really funny.
That was like I would say probably he was the most enjoyable part of the movie. Um, but yeah, no, it just didn't. And I know it's just talking the segment where I talk about things that I like, but it just didn't do it for like everything
I
that
guess
worked for you just did not work for me at all.
it's because you don't
Um,
appreciate art.
oh, that's
No,
what it
no,
is.
it is very like art heavy though, because like
It's
obviously
but I've real oh you mean like art in
like
terms of
literal
like
art,
literal art? Yeah, I
like
mean,
the
I
subject
guess
of art
so.
in the movie.
Yeah, I just think it's really like, ugh, it's very disappointing. Very disappointing. Um,
I can see why, and I'm loving it less and less as each day passes, despite having not rewatched it.
yeah, and I thought maybe it's me, maybe I'm tripping, but I went to
No,
go
no,
see it
no,
with my friends. No, no, no. I mean, no. I
you're.
just mean like when after I first saw it.
Hmm.
But I was like, no. I mean, my friends were like, we're not really.
No,
It
it's been
was
very
all right,
mixed
and
reception
yeah, and
from what
I've
I've
been
seen.
seeing like some like reviews that are kind of echoing some of the same sentiments that I had with it, and just like in the messaging, but also just in like the filmmaking. From a filmmaking standpoint, it was just kind of boring to me. Like I don't know, like the horror was really bland, and like the
Hmm.
gore was kind of bland, and it just like didn't like evoke any type of strong emotions or feelings in me, and it was just bland. It was a bland movie for
Ah,
me. It's very bland. But I saw the original Candyman this week in preparation for this one, and that was amazing.
where is
That
it
was
on?
really
Where
good.
can I see that one? That's on
You can watch it for free on Peacock.
Peacock. I
Um,
do have Peacock now.
yeah, that was an amazing movie. The whole, literally everything that doesn't work about the new Candyman works in the original Candyman.
And there you go.
Um, it's really great. If you're gonna watch a Candyman this weekend, I say watch the 1992 version.
I will
Um,
say though, actually, to your point, I do think people should still watch this one because it is a very
I
important
mean,
moment. It's a very important moment because because here's why. This
because she's
is
the first female,
yeah, okay. All right, fine,
female
fine,
director,
fine. Cut me
number one
off
box office.
then. Yes.
Sure, I knew where you were going with that. Sure, go watch I always say. I always say, go watch it and form your own opinion. I have said that from the start. I'm always huge on that. So go watch it, form your own opinion on it. But if you're like, am I gonna go out and see a movie today, or
I
am I
guess
gonna
so.
stay home? I say stay home and watch Candyman for free, the
I
1992
guess.
version, because
I
it's a better
guess.
movie.
I just still think that like for the same reasons we are hyping up Shang-Chi should be the same reasons why like these movies need
I
to be. I
mean,
mean, it's already been successful. So I mean, hey, you know what? If you're
yeah.
watching this now, you don't have to go see it anymore. It's already
Here's the
done
thing.
very
I
well in the box
think
office.
in a way that kind of plays a little bit too much into like, I don't know, like representation politics. Like I'm not
I
necessarily
guess
always
so,
gonna
but it,
go support a movie that I think is bad just because a black person made it. Like there's kind of like a
yeah. I just think
it,
like when you win, no, when you need to like when you set a precedent, it allows for more better things to come in the future. Because like
it does.
even if it's something that's not of great quality at first, it allows for the door to be open to more in the future. And that's just kind of my biggest thing with it.
Yes, that is true. Although
Because
it's kind of like
even if the reviews for
okay.
Shang-Chi were terrible, I would still go see it.
I mean, I would still go see it just because I mean I'm gonna see anything in the
I
MCU,
mean,
you
yeah,
know.
obviously, but that's
But
like a very
like
different
um
situation.
yeah, I don't know. Like there have definitely been like other like black movies that have come out. And I'm like I'm not really
Mhm.
that big a fan of
Oh
this,
no,
and I'm not
absolutely.
gonna go see it just because it's and it's also like what types of art do we want to be supporting? What kind of message is it saying? Like if I'm like, okay, we're gonna make Candyman, a huge box office success. Is it like, okay, we need to give him more stuff like Candyman? Like clearly, the stuff that's being done in
That's
Candyman is
that's
working,
the
and
that's the
it's
tough
like,
part.
no, no, it's not working, but they're gonna think that it's working, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know, like the Candyman 1992 is a great movie. It I think it says a lot more. Candyman, like 2021, you're going to walk away from this movie knowing like it's not gonna I don't know. I feel like everything that this movie leaves you going home thinking about is set up by the idea of Candyman in general that was set up in the 1992 version. Like I don't know if this
Yeah.
version adds anything of substance necessarily to this. And so yeah, I think
No,
obviously see it.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, see it. Form your own opinion. This is just Noah Davis's opinion.
Yeah.
Um, I went to the movies yesterday though,
Oh wow.
and I saw Free Guy.
Oh, how is
Um,
that? I've been meaning to go see that.
it's nothing crazy. It's nothing wild, but I had fun.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's like surprisingly good.
It was just a good time at the movies.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just need to go to the movies and we need to have fun. That's what I did. I went to the movies and I had fun. I
There you
also
go.
saw. Okay, I think that's all the movies I saw. But I watched. If I watched New Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah.
Um, very good.
I saw some
Um,
shit about that online that they like apparently Loki might have previewed the new iPhone or some shit on there.
oh really? I did
Yeah,
not
there was
catch
like there
that.
was a an iPhone without a notch on the top.
Hmm.
So like I don't know.
Interesting. I didn't catch that. Didn't catch that. But maybe it's true. Um, I also saw the first two episodes of the new season of The Other Two, which is on HBO Max now, which is a phenomenal show. Phenomenal show.
Mhm.
One of the best comedies on TV. And this show is so funny. I loved the first season when it came out in 2019, I want to say. I'm so
Mhm.
happy we have the second season now. This is one of the few shows that literally makes me laugh out loud. So good. So, so good. Please watch the other two on HBO Max. Not that many people know about it or have seen it. I don't want this show to get canceled. It's so good. Um, there's that show that I saw. I also saw the animated special, Pin 15 that came out
Oh wow.
this past week, which I thought was a really interesting approach, and workaround, due to COVID, since we're still waiting on the second half of season two. But yeah, that was interesting. And also a new episode of Nine Perfect Strangers. And I've also been started up watching. I don't know if I said it last week. I started going back into Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I started last year at some point. Stopped watching it. Um, Come back to it now, and I like it. It's just like the show is really funny, but it also kind of hinges on Larry David's character, who's he's just like
Yeah.
playing a version of himself. Um, so it just kind of hinges on Larry David, like just being like
Right.
just kind of being a dick, and he's just like a not. He's just kind of annoying and like not a good person. It's like funny. It's funny at first, and then it's just like, oh my god, you're so insufferable. And I think it's also because, like I was saying the other week, I've just been watching so many insufferable people on screen between like The White Lotus, Nine Perfect Strangers, Succession is about to come back next month. Like I can only handle so much of watching horrible people be horrible on TV before I'm just like, I can't do this even more. Even though
Yeah.
it's satirical, it's just a bit overwhelming. It's a
No,
bit
I get
overwhelming.
that.
Um, but it is funny. But yeah, that's everything I watched. As far as music
Oh
goes,
shit! I forgot you didn't even do that.
I know we went into Candyman rant. Um, Obviously, Family Ties. New track from Godly the Ruler. Text me when you get home.
Oh
Thought that
shit! I
was really
didn't catch
cool.
that.
New track from JPEG Mafia. I thought was
Oh, the one
actually
that just came out
really,
today.
yeah. Thought it was really dope.
I haven't
Saw a lot of
listened to it
people
yet.
saying they thought it was kind of underwhelming. I thought it was. I really liked it. I really liked it. I love the production, and I think Peggy is really interesting on the track. And yeah, I like that. Liked a couple tracks off of Jaden's new album, which is like a deluxe version of his last
Yeah,
one, but it has like
some remixes.
12 it has like 12 new tracks on it. So it's like almost like
Basically a new album.
basically a new album. Um yeah, like a couple tracks off of there. The new Gorillaz EP, which is like 3 songs.
Yeah, I
Um
didn't I didn't get around to that one, but
that one
I just saw it.
pretty good. Pretty good in my
No
opinion.
one told me about it.
Come on. There's a new album from Indigo D'Souza, who I have been talking about with the singles for the past couple weeks.
Yes, you
Finally
have.
got an album from her. Thought it was really good. Enjoyed that quite a bit. And got a new album from Grip. The rapper Grip, who
Mm-hmm.
is this is his Shady Records debut. And let me tell you. Let me tell you about Grip. This guy is I don't understand. I don't
You don't
understand
understand?
how he does this. I don't understand why he raps so well. I don't get it. Um, he is amazing, and I've been following him for a little bit. Found out about him through Kenny Mason, and him and Kenny Mason and Jid are all kind of
Yeah, yeah,
friends. They're
yeah.
all from Atlanta, and like, so I found out about him through there. I've listened to some of his other stuff, EPs and an album, and I mean, I thought he was dope then. Like the three of them have a track together, and the fact that all of them can hold their own against each other is wild because they're all so talented.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, just if you know how talented Jit is, knowing that those two can hop on a track and still hold their own is super impressive. But on this new album here, like the album's called "I Died for This," and he like his he's an amazing rapper, and like his storytelling ability is just like wow. And it's like there are like a decent amount of moments on this album where it's like, you know that meme of that guy that is like looking at his earbuds and there's like smoke coming out?
Oh
Like
yeah.
like ugh,
Damn, now you
ugh.
got me excited. I need to fucking listen to it.
It's a good album. It's a good album, man. And you
I'll
know what?
I'll throw it a listen.
I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, oh, I don't want to be like overhyping this too much. No, no, no. No, because if you cannot see how talented of a rapper this man is, there's a problem. There's a problem. He's a really talented rapper, and yeah, yeah. And the production is really dope too. So I'm definitely hoping that Grip gets put into some more conversations. There's a dope Kenny Mason feature. I'm sure the reason most people are gonna go to this album is for the Eminem feature, which is honestly not bad either. Um, but yeah, check it out. And I think at some point it's like, okay, what are we? Does Does Shady have at some point is Shady gonna have a say in this? A spot in this
Shit, he
TD
might.
Dreamville.
He might. He's got Conway on there. Like, I mean,
He does, which is
some.
like, do we count that? Do we count Conway and West Side Gun is signed to Shady too?
He's signed to Shady too? See, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
That what was that album? The one from last year that's like the drawing album cover.
Who
Somewhere
made
the sunshine go?
Who made the sunshine? Something like that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that,
I mean,
that was
wasn't
released on
great.
Shady too. But it's just like, hey,
Oh.
I don't know. And he's got Boogie on there too, who's now West Side Boogie now.
Yeah.
But
damn,
they might have a spot in that conversation at some point.
They might.
Um,
trying to think who else is on there. Is Royce the 5'9" Shady Records technically?
I don't think so. If Royce is on there, then they definitely should be in the conversation.
Let's find out. What was his last? Also, the I Died for This cover looks so good. Like that cover looks so sick.
And just like the kind of like concept, the theme of the album, I think is really dope. And looking at the cover,
Heaven Studios. On.
No, it doesn't look like Royce is signed to Shady.
Okay, I don't know why I like that. That sounded like something almost true.
But yeah, no, definitely check that album out. I think it.
Wait, did I talk about this last week? The Rina Sawayama.
I think you did.
Enter Sandman. Okay, I did. I was like, I didn't know if that came out this past week or the week before, because it wasn't on my playlist here. That's been in my head lately. So fucking good. Such a good fucking cover.
It is. And I also no, I'm not talking about Grip. Go listen to Grip. He should be in the conversation when people are talking about their favorite rap albums of the year. He's not going to come up because he's not Tyler or Kanye or J. Cole or whatever. But
I can't believe J. Cole's in that conversation.
This is a solid rap album. And there's a dope D Mason feature. Did I already say that? I probably did.
Yeah.
I listened to King's Disease 2 finally. That was solid.
Oh yeah.
And also the new track from Injury Reserve, new single that dropped today.
Oh yeah, I haven't managed to get around to it, but
really weird. They're going for it on this one. It seems like they're just making the most wild stuff that they've made thus far. So I'm really interested to hear this album. We've got so many albums dropping in September.
Yes, September's looking like August.
We got Drake, we got Little Sims, we got Duckworth, we got James Blake, we got Lil Nas X, we got Injury Reserve. Who else? That's already overwhelming.
I guess I need to go back to work so I can listen to music, huh?
No, we're gonna be eating good this month, so I am excited. And I hope y'all are excited too. And I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Needle on the Lens, episode 26. I'll let you do the outro.
Yes. So if you like this video, like and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that bell so you can get notifications when we upload.
You sound really excited about that.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to do the bullshit CTA thing. But yeah, you folks already know it is. If you are here on YouTube, we do the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think Amazon is launching a podcast service, so I might be running that shit soon. Who knows?
You never know.
So yeah, all of those links in the description. If you are listening on one of those platforms, we are on YouTube. Just look up Neil One's podcast. You can see our dumb faces on here.
It's quite dumb.
Yes, very dumb. But it's okay, because like sometimes we look nice.
Nice.
And if you're either of those groups, we do also record this podcast live on Wednesday evenings. This week we did do it on the Needle and Lens YouTube channel here, but it's usually on Twitch, twitch.tv/FlipTV Live. Regarding the Twitch situation, here's hoping that they listen and something comes out of this protest. Yeah, that's
time will tell.
I don't want Twitch to fail. I like Twitch. I like streaming on Twitch. So I would like for Twitch to like do something right for once. Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
I would like for Twitch not to be an abusive partner. That would be awesome.
We don't always get what we want. Maybe we will.
We don't. We will, maybe. Who knows? Sour note to end on, but that's gonna be it. Peace out.
But yeah.